Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to Wisdom Drops, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. Meow. My name is Tonia, and today we are discussing the India farm bills that have been getting passed and what a deep, just fucked up system they're trying to further install within the country of India. And so by the end of this, you're going to have a feel for what is going on with like the technocrats that are trying to run this world in terms of the genetic modification implementation and now beyond, because we are going to be having this sorts of technology infiltrating our landscapes. This is huge news, y'all. If you don't understand anything about farming and why it matters, this video is for you. If you already know why farming matters, this video is for you. The summary is that this video is for your knowledge bank, and trust and believe there's going to be 1, 2, and 3 small things that we can do at the end of this to support the whole awakening process around this particular problem. Before we do jump in, if you do enjoy this sort of wisdom drop content, be sure to subscribe, as we do put out a video every single day of the week. So I'm here for that. You can be here for it if you vibe. Also, like this vid if you do enjoy it, because other people then get to see it, which helps the community grow. Thank you. Moving forward, what is going on? Okay, India, since like autumn of last year, okay, they passed as a government a bill, several bills, multiple bills, okay, to put down the throats of already pressured farmers technology against their will. And basically what this bill series is releasing is a plan for how the government is going to be managing the crops of that country. And how they're going to go about it is partnering with farmers. And currently farmers make up over 50% of India workforce. So understand the topic at hand in scale. Okay, now in the process of partnering with over 50% of India's general working population, they are infiltrating these farms. Most of these farmers are on small farms, okay? Hence the half the population bit. They're infiltrating all of these small farms with technology that will be reading different science returns, basically detecting for different things, nutrients, water, when they're likely to have natural disasters, what the weather and all this, that, and the other is. You know, they're getting into soil loams, chemicals, all this shit. But these are the same people. Who are these people? Where is this bill coming from? Why is this bill relevant? It's relevant because the people behind this implementation are Bill Gates, people who are technocrats, people who are associated with Monsanto, with the whole GMO construct. Genetically modified organisms are literally not cool. They're literally not cool. They mess up our entire ecosystem. They mess up our bodies because guess what? We have not evolved for thousands of years to consume them. And above all else, at a most mundane, in your face level, they straight up fuck up the environment. And anybody who's trying to tell you that GMOs are a solution to environmental issues has a very narrow, limited perception of what solution means. Solution is not cause this to solve and cause a problem here times 10. That, my friend, is a band-aid, and it's beyond that. It's a broken band-aid. Now, moving forward, what are we talking about now? Those GMO motherfuckers are trying to put this technology into all the given farms at hand, okay? And they're doing it through pooling together everybody's crops. And this is the ultimate end game, is creating the construct, the empire, one population of food source. Every single individual farmer across India, small farmers, 5 acres or less farmers, has these digital things in this future of this plan. Okay, they're protesting it. I hope to goddess that they just done, like no more. India just does not go with that. That would be the dopest stuff to hit the internet in my comprehension of the internet, because this is going to be brutal. Because in these documents, y'all, they're literally saying from the government source that farmers are going to be strongly encouraged or possibly mandated to do these things. The whole thing of, you know, the government telling you you're going to be mandated, or maybe it'll be an option, all that really means is if we need it to be mandated, it will be. It's kind of like eminent domain in the United States. You feel it's like if they're going to take your land regardless. You see what I'm saying? Now, moving forward, the issue is that these people are already killing themselves. Why? Why are thousands and thousands of Indian farmers literally taking their own lives every effing year? They're doing it because they're already plugged into these Monsanto contracts. And how Monsanto operates as a business is it puts every single farmer who grows their seed under a very nuts and bolts, cannot get out of this shit type of contract. And when they do that, those farmers surrender over many rights. For example, if you're an organic farmer, just to give you a perspective of all this, and you got air pollinated corn on your land that you are growing organically and it comes back GMO, which is not your inherent fault because the pollen from genetically modified corn, as any corn, is transferred through the air. And so therefore it is a pollutant to our ecosystem and the underlying vitality of what true DNA in food is meant to be. But I digress on that point to move forward with the one I'm on, which is when you mess up an organic farmer's corn via the pollution of GMO corn through the air pollinating, okay, that farmer who is an organic farmer can get their land taken right out from under them. And that's because they haven't signed a contract with Monsanto. And Monsanto, this is the point, has that much legal swag. Did you know over half of the United States Congress at one point in time has worked for Monsanto? I don't know how relevant that stat is today, but it was relevant less than 10 years ago. So let that just sink in for a minute. The C-suite, you know what that means? That's the corporate suite. That's the top dogs of that organization are in Congress. The separation of corporate America and American government is weak because these people have infiltrated our thoughts via our leadership structures and our laws, consequently, because these are the people making laws. So laws are being constructed at a very systemic level, trust and believe, to serve the underlying power structure that is corporate world at hand. And now back to India. Why are these farmers already killing themselves? Because their land is not producing them money. They're in these contracts. Now you understand those contracts. They're in these contracts where they can't get out of them even if they wanted to, where they're forced to purchase their seed every year. If you are a plant person, you understand that that is an absurd concept. Plants produce their reproduction. That's part of the cycle of a plant. Plants make other plants. So why is you telling me if I'm growing your seed, I need to buy your seed every year? Oh, that's right, because it becomes a commodification at that point in time. It's a commodity. It's not about the true nature of it. It's about the economic dollar underneath it and what you can extract out of me in a parasitic relationship. And that is the problem with capitalism. Capitalism is not the problem. It's the fact that it doesn't have limits and boundaries to function within. And when I say that, I mean, I'm talking about implications. So these farmers are paying out the butt. They're already poor. They're growing on less than 5 acres, perhaps. And they're paying money every year for seed. They're paying money every year because guess what? With this GMO seed, you get the fancy new improvement of chemicals. They're paying for chemicals every year. And these are synthetic fertilizers. These are synthetic pesticides. You ever hear of Roundup? It's ubiquitous, unfortunately. It's a proven neurotoxin and carcinogen. That means it fucks up your mind and it fucks up your heart and it brings you cancer. What the fuck? And we're spraying this on our food. So these Indian farmers who are already poor have gone to this through structural adjustment, that is the US and the World Bank and the IMF taking over India's government within what, like the 1980s, if we even want to put a label on it as being that late in time. Because let's be real, capitalism has been running the world for hundreds of years if we're talking about its legacy. I digress. Moving forward though, what's up with the India thing? They're trying, these mega corporations, the same people, the same, if we can even call them people. I bet there's some hybrid of some other shit. You feel they're not even human like you and me, but these leaders of these organizations, okay, these leaders are trying to take over every Indian farm in the entire country of India and turn it into a data reporting mechanism. And now let us put on our critical thinking caps, shall we? We shall. There are many different ways that data can be used. Data in and of itself is a very powerful tool. We love data. We respect data. Data, however, in the hands of multi-billionaire entities with proven flaws in not only their business structure, but what they're even providing, in that everything they're providing that is ubiquitously applied to soil across the United States and at this point other points in the world, okay, is chemically proven to kill life. So these people kill life, they're multi-billionaires, and they're the ones behind this. And they want to create this data infrastructure. There have been organizations published saying that the reason behind this initiative is so that these mega corporations, we just named Monsanto to give you the kind of bold overhead name, right? They want to take over Indian land. And how they're going to do that is by creating all this soil data so that they know exactly where the best places to grow food are when shit hits the fan. When they've shoved everybody into a one world order little CAFO, okay, a human equivalent of a confined animal feeding operation, CAFO, that's where your animals come from, by the way, if you're eating meat, just saying. Moving forward, that's what they're trying to put us in, is a fucking CAFO, a human CAFO. And so if they got all the lay of the land, literally, they got the soil chemical, they got the nutrient profile, they got the weather habits, they got all the data that you could possibly collect with technology, which, let's be real, at this point is everything. If they have that, they are gonna do not groovy things with it, they being Monsanto. So this is my plea for a quick call to 3 super simple, dimple things to do. And unfortunately, they may not make that much of a difference, but what they will do is what they do, which is better than nothing. Number 1, inform somebody else about this content, this issue, this subject. Let people know this is happening. This is not the stuff that we in the United States or wherever you're tuning in from are very likely going to have on the front page of our news sources. And the more you know, the more the collective is in the energy bucket together. Which leads me to number 2, pray. It sounds silly. Send some meditation. Maybe it doesn't. If you're watching this channel, it probably doesn't. Send some energy, send some love, send some good fucking vibes to the farmers of India who are retaliating this bullshit. And it's against their will, you know, it's against their will. And Vandana Shiva is one of the greatest thought leaders of our time. And she draws all the different connections between all the different isms and the reality of how this world and our earth have been treated. So it's all about healing the sovereign subsistence farmer. It's all about healing our relationship with earth and nurturing local communities. So thing number 3 is that you can go ahead and take some type of action, such as don't eat GMO food. It's all part of the same construct. It's all part of the same empire. Every little bucket, every little penny that you toss in that massive fountain of wealth that is the multi-billion-dollar construct supports that construct. So yes, you can vote with your dollar. Yes, am I aware they are the 1%? Literally, yes. But why should the 1% keep making the pennies that we have as a society when they're already the 1%? Explain to me how that's gonna go. Explain to me. Now, with that said, friend, I think I've been on my soapbox long enough, but you know this video brought you value if you're still here, so hit that like button. Thank you so much for all the community support. And with that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.